Hello. Hello. Welcome to the show. It is transmissions from the NX7062. I am so glad that you guys are joining me tonight. I am so perfectly happy to be back. So happy that I forgot to mute my phone. Hold on. All right. There she goes. Muted. All right. See who's in the chats already. Um well, hello. Do we have a new visitor? Hello. Let's see. Ola? Can I just call you Ola? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, I'm waving back. Happy New Year, Roy. I can't wait to see you. I am going to see you at the end of February for the Happy Valley Comic-Con. Anybody who was within any distance of State College, Pennsylvania should go to this. It's going to be a fantastic time. I'm going to be there with the one and only Tracy Tracy Coco. I can't wait. I can't wait to introduce her to one of my favorite places on earth. I know somebody's already offered to take us on a bar tour. Oh, okay, Olive, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. I will call you Olive. That's fantastic. And I'm glad that you came back. Love the repeat viewing. Thank you so much. My lipstick's a little messed up, but that's okay. So we've already got a bar tour lined up. I'm already planning on taking her to this fabulous distillery in Bellefonte, which, as I was telling her about Bellefonte, I of course said to bring it full circle, let's not forget that's where Jonathan Frakes is from, but I am going to take her to Bellefonte. I know Roy knows that. Lasso, you're here. I am so glad you're here. Happy Lasso. Happy New Year to everybody. As you can see, I am wearing my gift, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But a couple of things I want to get out of the way real quick. Let's see. There was STLV news I promised, and that's STLV news that's relevant kind of to me, but kind of to any Klingon fans out there. The one and only KlingonShop.com is having I believe this is his only American appearance with his amazing handmade, handcrafted, could actually kill somebody. They're pointed and heavy batless. JG Hertzler has given them his seal of approval. We met Darren a couple years ago at Trek Long Island when he was there. Thank you, Dave. It is a very stylish jacket, to be sure. But Darren's going to be there with KlingonShop.com. He has asked me to help him kind of promote his appearance at STLV. So, of course, one of the things I'm promoting is him here on my show because I have a Mek'leth. I don't have any place in my house for a Batleth. But I have a Mek'leth that JG signed for me. It's absolutely, absolutely beautiful. They're fantastic. And they really do feel like a Klingon weapon. You feel honor when you hold them. He's going to have a very limited number of Batleths available at STLV. Yeah, but you know what? I ain't nobody's property, Lasso. So he's going to be there. He's going to have a limited number of Batleths. Right now, we're talking maybe 10, maybe more, maybe pre-order, maybe not. You got to tune in here because I'll have updates on him as well. But you got to follow him at Klingon Shop on Insta and Facebook. Right now, you can't order on the website, but trust me, if you were going to go to STLV or even thinking about going to STLV to get some autographed, and we are working on who's going to be autographing, to get some autographed, like Batleths, like real, like protect the family's Batleths, then you gotta come check us out. It's KlingonShop.com. I don't know where he's going to be. I have to talk and find out if they're going to let us know where he's going to be, but he is going to be on the vendor's floor at STLV, coming all the way from Australia. And trust me, these Batleths are worth it. You guys got to come and check them out. So that's my big personal STLV news, besides the fact I'm going to be there. It's the 60th. We are officially in 2026, which makes this officially the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. But, as Lasso reminded me, it is not just the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. This year, the Monkees and Batman 66 are both celebrating their 60th anniversaries. The Monkees premiered in September, just like Trek premiered in September. So those official dates are ways off, but of course you got to take the whole year to celebrate. And the connection between Batman 66 and Star Trek is just, they're so intertwined. They're so intertwined. Julie Newmar, Frank Gorshin, Harry Mudd, the actor's name I never remember. Harry Mudd, San from My Favorite Amok Time. Off the top of my head, those four all appeared in Star Trek and Batman. Friday's Child was Julie Newmar. She slapped Dr. McCoy across the face. Yay, another Monkees fan! Woohoo! Yes, the Monkees 60th is coming up. Thank you, Dave. There's the Klingon Shop's website right there. Thanks, Dave. So Julie Newmar was Friday's Child, one of my favorite episodes, and one that was rehashed for Enterprise because it made a ton of sense at the time. Let This Be Our Last Battlefield. That script was redone for a third season Enterprise episode that I feel like the name is on the tip of my tongue and I don't remember. Killing me. But anyway, Let This Be Our Last Battlefield was Frank Gorshin. Harry Mudd, Mudd's Women, I Mudd. He was technically the villain of a Batman 66 episode, but the Green Hornet and Kato were in it, and in this, they didn't see them as crime fighters. They actually saw them as the villains, so it was kind of an interesting episode. Lasso knows what I'm talking about. And Lasso, of course, comes up with Grace Lee Whitney. Yeoman Rand was in an episode of Batman. Yvonne Craig, of course, the whole third season, Batgirl. And she played Marta in Whom Gods Destroy. I love that Lasso is learning as he goes. He came into this not being a Star Trek fan, and meanwhile, he is finding all the amazing crossover stuff. So I absolutely love that. Oh, somebody scan, which QR code do I have up? Thank you for scanning my QR code. I get to see that. Seeing Kevin Raleigh like ever. Yeah, well. So, you know what? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I wish could have happened in TOS. So I get it. There's stuff that we all wish would have happened in TOS. So yes, so very big happy birthday to or happy anniversary to Batman. You know, Lasso, you and I both literally just forgot a big one. Literally, and we should be ashamed of ourselves because we've been talking about the Hollywood show all weekend. We're talking about the Hollywood show. The one and only Joan Collins, who was, of course, Edith Keeler. I was thinking the French singer. Edith Keeler in the 2-part episode City on the Edge of Forever played the siren. Played the siren. I just saw it the other day. It was on Heroes and Icons. In a third season episode of Batman, she could sing 1 octave behind, 2 octaves above high C, and she could put men into her spell until Robin made her sing 3 octaves above high C, and then she lost her voice. So, okay, Kevin Riley, Bruce, Naked Time. I got you. Yeah, yep. Yes, I know you love the siren. And you know what? There are just, wait, let me click it. All right. You know what, Olive? There are just some actors out there that just do nuts so well that they kind of get themselves pigeonholed into those kooky characters, that character actor kind of thing where they always end up playing kooky. Ask John Billingsley. He always either seems to play a pedophile or some sort of murderer. It's very rare that he gets like a quote unquote normal role. Because that's just ends up how the cookie crumbles, I guess. But yeah, so big happy anniversary to Batman. Of course, we're going to be celebrating Star Trek 60th all year. There are already there's this amazing pen that's out there. There's a tumbler. It's like it's embossed, so it's raised. It's one of those tumblers that you don't buy to drink out of. You buy to put on a shelf. Some of the stuff I'm seeing it on Facebook. It's actually relatively reasonably priced. Like I thought it was going to be like hundreds of dollars. So just be careful when you're shopping online, of course, and when you're shopping for anniversary stuff. Check and see if it's licensed. Paramount has gotten really, really tight fisted with their licensing. So whatever you see online, make sure that it's licensed. Because then you kind of have to. I feel that if Paramount's going to lend their licensing to somebody, the quality's got to be there. But also, I've got news for you. I don't know about anybody else. I've never heard this on anybody else, but I know Sir Patrick Stewart will not sign unlicensed merchandise. Like, I don't think he'll sign fan art. He will not sign anything that's unlicensed. I guess because he doesn't want it showing up somewhere getting sold, whatever the reason. But when I worked his autograph line way back when, he wouldn't sign unlicensed things. So if you want to get something memorable that says 60th anniversary, maybe bring it to Vegas or somewhere else where a Star Trek actor is going to be and you want it signed, I would make sure that it's licensed. A, I think that's going to up the value, but B, the quality's there and Paramount is behind it. And that the Star Trek shop is going to be coming out with stuff. And listen, not only is it Star Trek 60th, it's Enterprise's 25th. So, of course, as per usual, it's probably going to get overshadowed. But I will tell you that right now, Creation's got every single Star Trek Enterprise actor that does conventions. That means they're all going to be there, including Linda Park and Scott Bakula. The only one really missing is Jolene right now. I have my theory. I think I went through this on the show before. I have my theory. I think if they can guarantee her decent security and they just have her and they do everything Enterprise in one day, that maybe they could convince her to come in for the day. Like have the Enterprise bring her in for the panel and photo ops all in a day. She might consider doing that. We do know that she did show up a couple years ago at Star Trek Day, and then not too long after that, she did the voice work for Lower Decks. It turns out I read an article. She was a fan of the show. She liked the script. Mike McMahon asked her, and she did it. It's perfect. It was a good thing she was a fan. She came back. So whether or not Creation would be able to do that for her, give her whatever it is that she needs. Listen, she doesn't need the money. I think I think her concerns obviously would, especially at this point, would be more about her personal safety. Yeah, exactly. It's all going to be about her personal safety. I think if they can guarantee her a comfort level that she's happy with, she would consider doing it. I'd like to think so. Yeah, she really did like doing Lower Decks. So, yes, Scott said he is going to be back this year. He announced it. He announced it at the panel in Vegas this year, in 2025. I was there. Everybody heard it. They all heard it with their own ears. He literally closed his panel with, "How about we do this all again next year?" So, unless something comes up, obviously the man's a working actor. Unless something comes up, it looks like they're probably just saving it. They're hoping everybody forgot. They're probably just saving it for a big announcement. As it gets closer, I don't know, but he did say that he was going to be back. So it's coming. I'm sure it's coming, and I'm sure they're just expecting. Maybe they're trying to figure out how many more ticket sales they can afford. I don't know, because they keep crying that they're about to sell out. So on to the coolest gift. This is actually the only thing I asked for. As you get older, you realize you don't really need a lot. So I just wanted the jacket. It is the bomber jacket from the official Star Trek shop. It's uber comfortable. It's very sharp. The lines are really nice. It's got a bazillion patches. It's got the Enterprise patch. It's got the NX Project patch. And it's got my little Ad Astra patch, the precursor to the Delta. But speaking of deltas, the whole thing is lined in red deltas. This, Dave, if you consider yourself an Enterprise fan, is a need. And I think Roy would probably agree with you. This is a need. Especially if you've got Enterprise cosplay, because you'd have to wear this over the Enterprise cosplay if you don't have the leather jacket, the official costume that they wore. It's a great jacket. I love it. I actually went to a dispensary. This is so funny. Thank you, Dave. I actually went to a dispensary. My favorite brand of sleep gummies was on sale. I went to this dispensary, they were out. That actually worked out in my favor because I found another dispensary. See, I knew it. I found another dispensary closer to my house that was also having a sale. There you go. See? I'm assuming, Dave, you don't mean the cosplay of the yoga workout that you were wearing, where you and Melissa went as Bev and Deanna. Assuming you mean other cosplay. You had to be there, guys. But anyway, so I went to another dispensary near my house that had my stuff for about the same price. They were having a sale too. I'm telling you, there's got to be. If I sat down now, I could probably name 15 dispensaries that are near my house, between 10 and 15 dispensaries that are all within very easy driving distance of my house. So trust me, one place is out of my stuff, I have like 12 more to go to. This one, I was a new member and everything. So I walk in, and I don't know if any of you have ever been to a dispensary before, but before you even get to go in and shop, they stop you at the door and scan your driver's license. So, or your ID. So I went in and I scanned it. I was wearing this. I probably was wearing my NX-01 hat too. Guy recognized it as Star Trek, got specific with Enterprise. He knew what I was talking about. We chatted about Star Trek, went into the dispensary, and I had ordered it on my phone. So all I had to do was pay. They had the order ready. I was paying for it. Guy who gave me my stuff recognized everything, started talking. So I'm like, you guys need to come to Vegas. Everybody I talked to. But it was just so cool that two people in this new dispensary, which is now my favorite dispensary, were Trek fans. So, of course, you've got to figure it's my new favorite dispensary, and they carry my favorite brand because, yes, brand does matter. But they carry Wild, if anybody wants to know, WYLD. WYLD is my favorite brand of edible, if anybody ever wants to get me any. It's great. It's really great. And here in New Jersey, it's not overly expensive. I used to go to one of the things I used to love about going to Star Trek Las Vegas was dispensaries, and I used to bring it home. Now I'm actually going to just start bringing it with me because buying it in Vegas is ridiculously expensive. By the time you get done with their taxes, you're paying almost double what the original price was. For me, here it's the original price and basic sales tax. So it's definitely really way more affordable there. But it's fun. It's fun. I've never like I don't when I'm working I don't do it, but it's nice to have in Vegas to help me sleep. Um, yes, this is an ad for cannabis. Um, the one thing I like about sleep gummies as opposed to Unisom or Advil PM or anything else, and I've taken all of those. Those are great; they knock you out. But I wake up hungover, like that sleep hangover, like you can't get started in the morning. That doesn't happen with cannabis. It helps you sleep, but then once it's out, while you're sleeping, once it's out, and you wake up and you're good to go. So if you're ever thinking about trying it, you know, or if you're one of those people like me, I just can't. It's very hard for me to fall asleep. Try it because it really works, and then you can still even I've done it. I usually don't do it when I have to wake up for work just because I like to save it for the weekends. But yeah, I've done it before work, and I wake up and I'm fine. Um, I have a booth, so I do have to sleep at some point. That's the other thing. I don't have to worry about how many hours of sleep. I mean, this stuff's out of your system pretty quick once you're asleep. So yes, I do actually have to sleep in Vegas because I have to get up because I am on the floor when it opens. I don't have the luxury of having I am up, I am packed, and I am on the floor. I've always worked them. So I don't think I have ever, maybe once or twice since I started going to Vegas in 2017, maybe once or twice have I ever gone to the floor after it's open to the public. So I got to get my sleep somewhere. But trust me, I hang out at the Masquerade Bar. I do. I hang out with all of my friends at the Masquerade Bar and do all the things. And I definitely go to Enterprise Karaoke. As everybody else knows, you can find me at Enterprise Karaoke. And if I'm really lucky, I get to sing. Um, That would be awesome. That would be totally awesome. That would be great. I would love that. By the way, Lasso, I don't know, the latest collector's call was actually a Charlotte Rae collector. So you might want to check that out. Collector's Call, for those of you who don't know, is a great show. It's on MeTV. It's hosted by, oh my God, Lisa Whelchel, who played Blair on Facts of Life. And I mean, they've had collectors of all things, including a Star Trek collector who I met, who came to Vegas. And I met him because, of course, he was advertising himself. He was wearing a t-shirt that said "As Seen on Collector's Call." So that was really cool that I got a chance to meet him. But he collects mostly TOS. But I mean, if you're a fan of anything that's collectible, I would highly recommend looking up Collector's Call and seeing if there's an episode of something that you love. They had a Superman museum episode. They had, like I said, they had a Star Trek episode. They've had a Monkeys episode. They've had car episodes. The coolest thing though is to watch them because at the end they have an expert. Like, you have your regular collectors, and then you have the expert come in who appraises their collection and then usually offers a trade, something in their collection for something that they have. And it's really interesting. The Star Trek guy, I remember the Star Trek guy, that expert wanted to give him a screen worn Wesley Crusher uniform that I think he said was also worn by the kid that played the young Jean-Luc. It was a screen worn uniform, and he wanted to trade it for, I think, a piece of the Galileo. The guy's got a couple pieces of the Galileo shuttle. Guy said no, and I'm like, yeah, read the room, dude. 90% of his stuff is TOS. So I would never have expected that guy to trade a TOS for a TNG when very little of his collection is TNG. So I totally get it. But it's a great show. So I highly recommend it. So as we all have seen, I mean, if you actually get forced to watch commercials, sometimes I do, just depending on what streaming service or what I'm watching. We all know the 16th is Starfleet Academy's premiere date. So of course I will be there. Like I said, I've watched the trailers. I love Holly Hunter. I love the cast they've put together. The trailers aren't grabbing me. Well, hello, Chris. You know what? That is totally fine. We love it when you're here. So always appreciate when you drop in. Thanks for coming in. The Crusher of Wesley's. You're very funny. Very good. That's a good one, Lasso. So Starfleet Academy. Coming out next week is going to be a review. In case you didn't figure that out, next week is going to be a review of it. So I am warning you all now, there will probably be spoilers for me to give an honest review. But for those of you that are new or don't remember, my definition of spoilers, especially with something that's streaming so that it's available, and it's only streaming, so that it's available relatively easily, is 72 hours. After that, if it gets spoiled, it gets spoiled. But I will warn you, I'm going to warn you ahead of time. There are going to be spoilers because I am probably going to want to pick it apart a little bit or talk about specific details. I feel so bad. I almost spoiled. I was in my doctor's office last week, and the doctor was talking about how he saw Song Sung Blue. And I got all excited because I had seen Jackie in Song Sung Blue. Jackie Cox was in Song Sung Blue. She was in the first big scene. And I was like, oh yeah, my friend was in this. She was in the first big scene where he was going to do the thing and thing. So I'm talking to the doctor specifically because he's seen it, but his assistant, who was also in the room with us, hadn't seen it, but we were making it sound like something she wanted to see. And then I kept going on and on and on about how cool it was that Jackie was there in drag as well as not in drag. And if you knew what she looked like out of drag, you knew the scene she was in. So I'm like, oh yeah, when they were doing this, she was there. When they were doing that, she was there. And I made the mistake of mentioning that they got her really close up in the X scene, which is at the end of the movie. And I named the type of scene it was. I'm not going to do it again. but it didn't completely spoil it, but it wasn't the greatest thing for me to say. And I felt so bad because you know me, I am so big on not spoiling things. And movies, of course, I consider movies very different than TV and streaming. Movies, I tend to hold back as much as I can for as long as I can, because theater movies have to be planned. You have to go, you have to find the time. So it's definitely way more than 72 hours for a movie, which is why I'm not saying it. Dave, did you see it? Because we were totally going to talk about it at some point if you saw it. It was fantastic. There is Oscar buzz. Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson were fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And if you caught it, Hugh Jackman was on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert before they went on hiatus, and I finally figured out Paramount Plus. I'm saying it. I know I'm here. I'm just a little. Paramount Plus is stingy when it comes to shows like The Late Show. They'll stream it, but they'll only let you access it for like 5 minutes. Like, there are seasons all over. Oh, this season. You can't watch anything of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert unless it's really recent. There's a lot of stuff. I don't tape it. I kind of stopped watching it regularly, and I'd like to start doing that again through Paramount. But if you don't watch it quick, it's gone. I mean, this whole season that he's got going on, everything except leading right up to Christmas is there, but you can't access it. Yeah, exactly. That's what a lot of people are saying, that it's not about what they originally thought it was. But yeah, it is. It's a fantastic movie. And honestly, I have not been to a movie that hasn't been like sci-fi, fantasy, or horror in a very long time. I haven't actually been to a movie that wasn't one of those genres. So it was really interesting for me to sit in a theater and just watch it's a true story. Just watch this story unfold and not have Hugh Jackman with claws, or, somebody coming up to him with a gun. None of that. No, it was just this beautiful, beautiful love story, basically. And it's definitely worth watching. Of course, Love Jackie, and she chose a good, and she had a great role. And we're going to talk about how many times you saw her out of drag, because she was in and out of drag for a lot of for it, which was great. I thought that was fantastic that she got to do both. And like I said, if you know what Darius looks like, then you were able to spot her in and out. And of course I did, so I was very excited when I just saw Darius. Oh my god, this is amazing. But yeah, highly recommend it, especially if you're a Neil Diamond fan. It made me leave wanting to put Neil Diamond's greatest hits on my Spotify. But I wasn't driving. I rode with my parents, so it's not like... If I had been in my car, that's what would have happened. I would have put Spotify on, and I would have been listening to Neil Diamond all the way home. So do you guys have any cool Star Trek gifts? Did you got any gifts you want to share? Play show and tell something? Let me know. Did you see that Frakes and Brent have a new YouTube show? I did not. I am going to have to check that out. That should be a lot of fun. Frakes and Brent. That should be really interesting. I had a lovely conversation with Brent Frakes with Brent Spiner when I was in when he came to New Jersey. He was really he told me a story about Dick Van Dyke, which I thought was amazing because he's met Dick Van Dyke. I was like, because I said that John Larroquette in a lot of ways in his physical comedy is a lot like Dick Van Dyke. I don't know if the man can sing, but they can both act and do that physicality that I absolutely love. That is so rare to find these days. Oh, there you go. Midwest sentimentality. Oh, that's right. It was all Milwaukee, and Dave's a Midwesterner. So yeah, so you related to that. Dave and I've actually been having conversations about Hardcore Pawn. It's a pawn show. It's a pawn shop, kind of not too far from where Dave is, and they had a reality show for a couple of years. And I am now completely done with it. Hooked on it. So, yep. So let me think. So do you guys have any shows Any gifts that you guys wanna tell me about? Because I would love, 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 love to hear about them. I mean, like I said, this was my only gift. I got a Starbucks and a Wawa gift card, and that's about it. Oh, by the way, there's going to be a Sheets down here, Roy, but I heard from a very good source that they're building Wawas in State College. So the it's amazing this whatchamacallit. The war continues. Like there's actually convenience store wars. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right, hold on one second. Um so yeah, that's fantastic. That's absolutely oh my god, it's going to be fun. I still think Sheets wins. I still think Sheets wins. Oh, and by the way, for all you Bucky fans out there, one of my friends posted a picture on Facebook right after I found out what Bucky's was about being at a Bucky's. How funny is that? It's what always happens. The same thing happened with me in what was it? Dubai chocolate, which is all the rage now. One friend of mine mentioned it to me, said I never heard about it. Next thing I know, I saw Lindt has a version of it in Target. Go figure. So listen, guys, and don't forget, I did skip the show last week because of my throat. And would you believe today, I thought I was better today. I was talking on the phone for work. Do you know how embarrassing it is? Have you ever tried to leave somebody a voicemail when you're trying to fight off a cough and then it sneaks out and then you're still I don't wish that on anybody. It's the worst. Hence why I made sure I had my water bottle with me. So, I didn't really get much at Christmas, but I did get a lot of whiskey at my retire. You retired? Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Happy retirement. And whiskey is never a bad thing, especially if it's good. Especially if it's good stuff. Was any of it like Star Trek branded alcohol? Does Star Trek have a whiskey? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not Star Trek wines has branched out to Star Trek liquors as well, but I don't know. So but that's really great. I mean, and I know Lasso didn't get oh, I know Lasso didn't get anything Star Trek for Christmas, but I'm sure he got cool stuff because the comic book community is also very generous, and Lasso is such a huge part of the comic book community. Oh, that's a shame. Well, you know what? At some point, you should definitely look into that. Shatner's got something. There's like it's like Star Trek Wines has their liquor division, and there's another company that's licensed to do like bourbons, like Star Trek. Like there's a Star Trek bourbon or something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't drink a lot of hard alcohol unless it's a gin and tonic. But mostly I stay away from this stuff. Let's see what Olive has to say. Winter holidays were a bit busy that way. Star Trek branded things tend to be terrible, but I know a place that was selling some last year. Oh, well, that's very cool. That's very cool. Yeah, I mean, eBay. I actually got more Enterprise shirts off of eBay than I did from the Star Trek shop because the Star Trek shop for the longest time was just pissing on Enterprise and didn't have anything really decent. And now obviously they're starting to catch up, and it is the 25th anniversary. I have a 20th anniversary NX-01 hat. Wait, let me see. I have the first NX-01 hat I bought, which is the one that I hacked, where I got the patch and the hat, and somebody put them together for me. Then my friend Marty sent me the official NX-01 hat from the Star Trek experience in Vegas. Then another friend of mine sent me a screen replica, so it doesn't have the ponytail thing in the back. Then I have the one, and then of course I have this one, which I made for myself and is in my shop. Well, I didn't make it; it's in my shop. I had made. And then I have the NX-01 20th anniversary hat. I'm hoping to come out with the 25th anniversary one because I want to keep that up. That I believe is probably I think that's Star Trek wines that you're talking about, Olive. They have a blood wine and they have a Romulan ale. They have the coolest bottles. They have a Kanar in this really cool twisted bottle. It's very cool. Star Trek wines is fantastic. When I was with Lambda Quadrant, we worked with them on a couple of different things. We even did a tasting at Gallifrey One out in LA, which is the Doctor Who convention, which I believe is having its final show They're retiring the whole show after this year. So their last show, I think, is this month or next month. I haven't looked lately. But yeah, we did a really fun wine tasting at Gallifrey One, which was a huge success. It was a huge success. They sent us a ton of stuff and we ran out. Everybody had a really good time. So anyway, guys, it looks like it's about time to wrap things up. Like I said, I just wanted to get on camera in my very cool jacket. If you want to see the back of it, I have a green screen right behind me. Like literally, I'm tapping on it. Might as well see. There's Malcolm tapping right on Malcolm. That's where my green screen is. If I get up and try to show you the back of this jacket, the whole thing's going to come down, and it's going to come down on the dog because he's down here sleeping in bed, sleeping in his bed. Sorry, you guys didn't get to see him, but I opened the office officially. Been having problems with the camera on my laptop, so I reopened the office officially for the night. Oh, okay, that's very cool. That's cool, Olive. I like that. That's very cool. We do have a bottle like that. They made some out of, I think it came with the Ouzo or something. Okay, very cool. Oh, wait. Okay. You are such a sweetheart. This is where my merch is. I think that's the QR code that's hanging out. Let me see. I didn't even realize I had one of my QR codes on the screen, but somebody scanned it and I appreciate that so much. It's not even telling me. Wait. Show. So which one's up there? Yeah, let me put the QR code up there because it says that there's a QR code up there, but it's not telling me which. Okay, there we go. So it's down here and now it's up there. Thank you, Dave. You're the best. You are the best. You get to keep your job as moderator. Yeah, the Kanar was the twisty bottle. Dave, you're such a tease. You know that, right? There we go. Yeah, the Kanar is the twisty bottle. I actually got a picture with Andrew Robinson with a bottle of Kanar because Andrew Robinson and Dominic Keating were signing at that particular Gallifrey. It's like the year before. Thank you for scanning the QR code. I had Dominic and Andrew were there together. The year before that, they had Connor and Nicole and Jeff Combs. Speaking of which, Jeff Combs is going to be at Trek Long Island. That just got announced. Always love to hang out with Jeff. And hanging out with Jeff means going to see him places other than Las Vegas, because Las Vegas, he signs for Creation. And if you're lucky, you bump into him, or you just get to say a very quick hello at the end of the Rat Pack, which is all I got last year. That was my Jeff fix, saying hi at the end of the Rat Pack. Yes, follow the link, scan the code, help me out, buy my very cool merch. Yes, that's true, Dave. You do deliver. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and welcoming me back. It's a brand new year, guys. It's a brand new year. Hopefully things will start to get better. It's the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, so that's a way to always think of it. And the Monkees and Batman 66, which are like 3 of my favorite shows of all time. So Rat Pack love, absolutely. Gotta love the Rat Pack. The Rat Pack has a CD out. I don't know what the link is. We'll get it for you next time. But the Rat Pack has a CD out, and if you don't have it, you need to get it, because I believe the only versions they're selling has everybody's autograph on it, which is definitely something you need to have. Oh, before I go, the one thing I did forget to tell you, the other Trek thing that happened. I was watching an old episode of Law and Order tonight, and Colm Meaney was in it, and boy was he mean. He was actually being brought up on charges. So it's just funny that I was coming back and there was Colm on Law and Order. So I can actually preview next week. It's going to be the review of Starfleet Academy. Bring your opinions. Like I said, I have no problem with differing opinions. We are going to keep it polite. We are going to keep it friendly. It is going to be a discussion. And I only have one rule. No one is allowed to say the words, "It's not Trek," because nobody besides Paramount gets to decide what is and isn't Trek. You cannot like it. You cannot feel like it's like the other Star Treks that you love. it doesn't fit in with your vision of Star Trek, I got no problems with that. But please, the only thing that I ask everybody to refrain from saying in my chat during this review is it's not Star Trek, because none of us get to decide that. So you can like it or not like it. That's fine, but you cannot say it is not Trek. And yes, let's all get ready for Starfleet Academy. Maybe I'll wear this. Maybe I'll wear one of my Section 31. Exactly, no gatekeeping. Maybe I'm going to wear my Section 31 shirt. Who knows? And yet, you get to say that about Marvel Comics. You get to say that about Grease too, but you cannot say that about Starfleet Academy. So you can say it about anything else that you want that really isn't. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping it changes my mind of what I've seen in the trailers. I'm going to keep an open mind. The week after, it's not The Nanny. No, it's also not The Nanny. Oh, wait. Before we go, you know me. I have a hard time signing off. All right. Let me see if I can get The Nanny. Let me see if I can get The Nanny to Star Trek. Gee, this is going to be really difficult. Oh, my God. Can I get it? Oh, wait. Their butler, Niles, was Moriarty in TNG. So even The Nanny is practically Star Trek. There is a direct connection because, and I have his autograph, and I feel terrible because right now I can't remember his damn name. Daniel Davis. There we go. Daniel Davis, who played the butler on The Nanny, played Moriarty in TNG. So, down on that one. Oh, that's right. There was the premiere. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to the premiere. It was up in New York. I was so jealous. I'm glad everybody likes it. So, like I said, maybe I'll enjoy it more than the previews are leading me into. So, like I said, I'm keeping an open mind. The week after, we're doing this really big twist. I realized something while I was on break. A lot of my time on break, because I actually was also off from work a lot, but a lot of my time on break was spent watching Gunsmoke, which I have mentioned is one of my favorite shows. It was my grandfather's favorite show, and I feel like it's still a connection for us, even though he's been gone for most of my life. There you go. I love that. Don't have a bad time. Exactly, Olive. So it occurred to me, believe it or not, that besides sharing some actors like Leonard Nimoy, who was in one episode of Gunsmoke, Gunsmoke has a lot in common with Star Trek. And we all know Gene Roddenberry called it the wagon train to the stars. And if you've never seen, and I've never seen Wagon Train. I actually had asked my mom about this. I've never seen Wagon Train. It's my grandfather's second favorite show. There's more to it than just exploring uncharted territories. So since I've never seen Wagon Train, we're going to move it to Gunsmoke, but there are similarities, and I'm really looking forward to doing this whole Gunsmoke Star Trek comparison. It's going to be fun. At least it's going to be fun for me. And if you like Westerns or shows that have like a ton of guest stars, or that have lasted 20 odd years, that ran for 20 years, definitely join me. You can find Gunsmoke on so many different channels. If you kind of want to, I don't know, you've got a couple of weeks. If you're curious about what the hell I'm going to be talking about, check out any episode of Gunsmoke. It's episodic. You're not really gonna spoil anything. You just got to know it's Marshall Dillon and Miss Kitty and Doc and either Festus or Chester, and then a bunch of other people in the town. But yeah, so that's gonna be after my review next week. So I've got 2 weeks mapped out, and then who knows what we're gonna be closing out January with. But anyway, I'm gonna go. You guys, happy Route 66 to the stars. Oh, I like that. Get your kicks on Route 66. There you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with me. I can't wait to see you all next week. Can't wait. Please make sure you watch Academy, or just hold off on tuning in and just watch this on repeat at some point, so that I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but there will be spoilers. So, guys, thanks so much. Can't wait to see you. Oh, what? Gunsmoke? Yeah, give it a look. It's great if you like Westerns. It's fantastic. So anyway, guys, just like Olive said, good night, Trek people. And don't forget, until I see you again, to live